Well, critics say Democrats' rhetoric about ICE is helping to fuel all the recent violence we've been seeing. Here's just a few recent examples.
Donald Trump's modern-day Gestapo is scooping folks up off the streets. They're in unmarked vans, wearing masks, being shipped off to foreign torture dungeons.
People are terrified for their lives and for their neighbors, folks getting snatched off the street by secret police who are wearing masks.
Every single one of them, no matter what it takes, no matter how long it takes, will of course be identified.
Some of the most inspiring things have been when people encircle courtrooms and refuse to allow ICE agents in.
So you might have seen this one yesterday. Axios out with this headline, quote, Democrats told to get shot for the anti-Trump resistance. One lawmaker told the outlet, quote, our own base is telling us that what we're doing is not good enough, that there needs to be blood to grab the attention of the press and the public. Here's White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt.
We certainly call on Democrats to tone down their rhetoric against ICE and Border Patrol agents who, again, are everyday men and women. I would encourage AOC and other Democrats to actually meet with the United States Border Patrol. These are honorable Americans who are just simply trying to do their job to enforce the law.
And Seattle radio host Jason Rantz, kind enough to join us this morning. Jason, good to see you. Thanks for coming on. So look, we've heard all this rhetoric from Democrats calling ICE the Gestapo, calling them kidnappers, calling them a terrorist force. Then they come out and apparently feel like they got to get blood. Well, they got it yesterday, Jason. We've now had two back-to-back violent attacks. Your thoughts?
Well, unfortunately, I think it's going to continue. And some of us have been warning about this for years. Antifa cells changing their tactics. They went from violent protests to more violent direct action. A lot of these people are disillusioned. They're radicalized. Frankly, they're domestic terrorists, and they're between the ages of 18 and 35. Many of them come from upper middle class households. They're wearing black bloc for a reason, because they don't want to be identified for the crimes they are committing. And rather than focus attention on these people, rather than call out the radicals, what if we heard generally from press, particularly left-wing press? None of this is happening. How many years did we have to sit through the Antifa rioting from BLM from 2020 through today, in which we were told that none of this was happening, that it was all a claim that was created by conservative media? They've been emboldened, and now these very disillusioned, delusional lunatics are being told that literal Nazis are walking the streets courtesy of Donald Trump. They actually believe that. And so if you believe that there are Nazis out there just randomly picking up Americans, you might be called to violence. And that is a problem that they refuse on the left to identify as such. They're continuing to use this rhetoric. They're still using this language. They're still calling this out. They are encouraging this, whether or not they want to admit it.
And you might have seen out here in L.A. yesterday, there was a massive ICE operation in downtown in the MacArthur Park area. L.A. Mayor Karen Bass showed up in the middle of that operation. She tried to interrupt it and stop it. She was scheduled to meet with California Governor Gavin Newsom during that raid. She showed up and tried to interfere. Take a listen.
They need to leave, and they need to leave right now.
A city or a country under siege by their military in preparation for a coup. That's the imagery that I had in my mind.
So, Jason, while she was down there, she was on the phone with a Border Patrol official who organized that operation. I interviewed that Border Patrol official a short time after that exchange, asked him what is his message for Mayor Bass. Here's what he said.
The federal government is not leaving L.A. I don't work for Karen Bass. The federal government doesn't work for Karen Bass. We're going to be here till that mission's accomplished, as I said, and better get used to us now, because this is going to be normal very soon.
Jason, he's basically telling Mayor Bass, get lost.
Yeah, that's exactly what the message should be. Karen Bass is not a hero, even though she wants to play one on TV. This is a lunatic member of the progressive base that is creating the division. And at the end of this, if anyone's upset about any action by ICE, you have Democrats and Joe Biden to blame. Had they not had the border open for as long as they did, this would not have been necessary. They created this, and they don't want to acknowledge it.
All right, Jason Rantz, got to leave it there. Thanks for coming on this morning. Thanks. And thank you, as always, for your insights. We will see where this goes next.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.